In Thorium, Energy Cheaper Than Coal, Robert Hargraves argues that thorium-based nuclear energy could be a safer, cheaper, and more sustainable alternative to traditional nuclear and fossil fuel sources of energy. The book highlights the potential of thorium as a safe, abundant, and low-cost source of energy that could replace coal as a primary source of energy in the future. Thorium is a naturally occurring radioactive element that can be used as a fuel in nuclear reactors. The author explains that thorium has several advantages over traditional nuclear fuels such as uranium, including reduced risk of nuclear proliferation and lower levels of radioactive waste. The book explains the science behind thorium-based nuclear energy, including how it works, the potential benefits, and the challenges that need to be addressed to make it a viable source of energy. The author argues that thorium-based nuclear reactors could be a key solution to the world's energy needs, particularly in developing countries where energy demand is expected to grow rapidly in the coming years. The author discusses the potential economic benefits of thorium-based nuclear energy, including the creation of new high-tech jobs, increased energy security, and reduced dependence on imported oil and gas. The book argues that thorium-based nuclear energy could help to create a more sustainable and equitable world, by providing access to clean and affordable energy to people around the globe. The book addresses common misconceptions and concerns about nuclear energy, such as the risk of nuclear accidents and the safe handling and disposal of nuclear waste. The author emphasizes the need for greater public and political awareness of thorium-based energy, and calls for greater investment in research and development to make it a viable source of energy. The author argues that thorium-based nuclear energy is not a silver bullet, but rather a key piece of a larger puzzle in the transition to a low-carbon energy system. The book makes the case that thorium-based nuclear energy could help to address climate change by reducing global carbon emissions from the use of fossil fuels. The book highlights the historical reasons why thorium was not pursued as a nuclear fuel in the past, and argues that outdated regulatory frameworks and political biases have prevented its development. The author emphasizes the need for a coordinated international effort to develop thorium-based nuclear energy, and calls for greater cooperation between governments, scientists, and industry stakeholders. The book discusses the potential benefits of using thorium-based nuclear reactors in conjunction with renewable energy sources, such as wind and solar, to create a more reliable and resilient energy grid. The author argues that thorium-based nuclear energy could help to provide energy security and reduce dependence on imported oil and gas in many countries. The author addresses some of the common concerns and misconceptions about nuclear energy, such as the risk of nuclear accidents and the safe handling and disposal of nuclear waste. The book argues that thorium-based nuclear energy has the potential to be safer and more sustainable than traditional nuclear energy, and that it should be pursued as a key solution to the world's energy needs. In conclusion, thorium, Energy Cheaper Than Coal, presents a compelling case for the development of thorium-based nuclear energy as a safer, cheaper, and more sustainable alternative to traditional nuclear and fossil fuel sources of energy. The book argues that thorium-based nuclear energy is a crucial technology for the 21st century, and that its development should be a priority for governments, industry, and society as a whole in order to create a cleaner, safer, and more prosperous future for all.